Hi guys, and welcome to another Skyrim mod review. And in this video we're going to be looking at the mod Take Notes Journal of the Dragonborn. Now what the mod does is allow you to make your own journal within the game, adding notes to yourself for points of interest and just for general immersion. Now the mod does have its own MCM menu, and in the menu you have the option to change the hotkey for the journal and also the hotkey for switching between the journal's modes, which we'll cover in a little while. There's also options to save the settings, restore the settings, and export the journal. For these options, I believe you need another mod, which is FISS, which allows you to export this data. This mod also obviously requires SkyUI and SKSE. Okay, so I also use iHUD, and my activation key for iHUD is X, so I'm going to have to change this to something else. I'm just going to change it to B for now. And also with iHUD enabled, you also have to have your HUD activated before you can activate the journal. For example, if I try and activate the journal now, it does that and then nothing happens. But as you can see, I have my mouse activated here because I'm actually inside the journal interface. I just can't see it. So if I press escape to exit that now and activate the iHUD, as you can see now my HUD items are visible, and press B again to activate the journal, I'm now inside the journal and you can see it. And you can see it's really nice clean interface here. It really looks quite nice. As you can see, it's named after your character, so my character's name's Uthred, so this is Uthred's journal. Okay, so when you first open up the journal, it will look like this because you don't have any entries currently in there. And as you can see, there is a nice journal help here on the left hand side, which can be toggled on and off using the F1 key, which is quite cool. So we are currently in the menu mode, and it gives a bit of information of what we can do here. And we can use the movement and activate keys to select a menu option, which are these options down the bottom here. So if I press D, I can scroll right, and if I press A, I can go left. So that's my normal movement keys for inside Skyrim. So it's pretty cool. And if I press the activate keys, it will select whichever one is highlighted. So if I press E on new, I'll be able to add a new entry into the journal. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to put something like, I don't know, on my way to see the Greybeards. Don't forget to check out the crypt in Iverstead, because I'm likely to forget to go and do that little quest, and I don't really want to forget to do it because it's quite a nice quest. Okay, so once you've entered your text, you can either press tab or control plus enter to accept the input. So I'm going to press control plus enter. And there we go, that is now our first entry in the journal, and as you can see up here there's a little counter for 1 of 1 entries. Also here you'll see that we can actually shift plus arrow keys to move the journal, and also control plus the arrow keys to change its size and opacity. So if I press shift, and you can see I'm holding shift and pressing left and right on the directional keys, and you can see I can move it around anywhere I want on the screen, which is really quite cool. And it's really nice because you might not want it dead center, you might want it up top right or bottom left, and it's a really nice bit of customization. So if I do control now and press down, you can see I can shrink the window to quite a small size, which is quite nice, and I can actually increase it from where it was on the default size as well. It does get quite a bit bigger, which is quite cool. And obviously left and right on the, while holding control, change the opacity. So that's near the maximum. That's the maximum level of opacity that you can get, and it was defaulted to the maximum the other way. There we go. So that's really quite a nice customization to this mod. So there are actually 2 menu modes. Well, not 2 menu modes, but 2 modes. So we're in the menu mode. If I press spacebar, it will take me to the navigation mode. And basically, this is to make it a bit more immersive while scrolling through your messages. As you see, it's taken off the options at the bottom for adding a new journal entry. So if I press spacebar again, they pop back up at the bottom. Okay, so as you can see from here, you can actually edit currently entered items. If I press D to highlight that one and press E to select it, I can now edit the information in there, and once again I can press Tab or Control Enter to accept. I press Tab that time, and as you can see it works exactly the same way. Okay, so it's a really cool little mod. Okay, so what I've gone and done is I've added some generic entries into the journal and changed its position, and I pasted down to the bottom left here. I think it looks quite a nice little location for it. And if I press down on the mouse wheel, you can see I can scroll through my journal entries now. I'm in the navigation mode, so there's no options down the bottom. So there's entry 1, entry 2, entry 3, and entry 4. You can have up to 100 entries, I believe, at the moment, with 800 characters per entry. So there's quite a lot of information you can store here. So it's really quite a nice little mod. And if you ever want to delete an entry, you can simply press spacebar, go along to delete, and hit your activation key, and it will delete that message. As you can see, it's really quite simple to use. I can go down to close now and just close the whole journal. So it's a really nice simple mod. It adds a hell of a lot of immersion to the game. I do like to take notes like this. Maybe I'll see a chest somewhere and I'll need to come back to it to open it, I'll forget about it, and it's really quite a nice way of doing that. I definitely suggest using it with the mod that allows you to add notes to map markers in Skyrim. I think those two together are really quite a nice combination, and I'll post a link to that in the description below as well. So if you've liked the look of the mod that I've shown, please do head over to the mod authors page and check it out there, and if you do use it, do remember to endorse. And once again guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.